We are. Yeah, we got to go check out the city a little bit and all that. And we're gonna stick around for like a week after and like really take everything in.
You want to explore Ireland or stick around Dublin?
I think we're gonna explore a little bit. I think we're gonna take a train to like Galway and go check some of that out too. And we've got all of our family coming out and stuff, so we're gonna make a trip out of it.
Great stuff. And how much are you looking forward to Friday night across the road?
I am. Yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to for the whole trip. So looking forward to Friday night and putting on a show.
It's an arena that's got a big reputation. Have you watched many of the previous events here, or have you seen much of the crowd?
Yeah, I have, and I've been told by like numerous people it's the best crowd in MMA and in combat sports and stuff. So I'm looking forward to feeling the energy and going out and performing.
In terms of the fight itself, Gegard's so experienced. What are you expecting?
I mean, I expect him to beat Gegard, and not much will change from all of his previous fights and stuff. I'm just a different animal and a different opponent that he's going to be facing up against. So I feel good. I'm confident. I'm excited for Friday night.
What would it mean to get that belt?
That'll mean everything, man. I was holding it for photos the other day, and I just can't picture myself leaving Ireland without it.
How's the 5-round compared to the 3-round affect you now with preparation?
I mean, just as far as like workload, it's not as much. It's just each session is just a little bit longer as far as sparring and whatnot. But even at American Top Team, we pretty much spar 5 rounds all the time anyway. So or previously earlier on in my career, I fought a 5-round fight and I went all 5 rounds and all that. So I'm not too concerned on that. And I think we got a good game plan going into Friday night.
Hi. Obviously, Gegard has been around for a very, very long time, and with someone with that many fights, it's easy to pick out where they've lost and won. Are there any fights that you pick out, say the King Mo fight, obviously, and the Rafael Lovato Jr. fight as well? Are those the ones that you pick out to look at where you can beat him?
Yeah. The other one that I thought was kind of interesting was Alexander Shlemenko, and that was another close one too. I think he won split decision or something, and Shlemenko was a little unorthodox in the fight and all that. But even going back to like some of the fights that he won, even the last one with John Salter, and seeing things where I felt like John could have done something different as far as game plan and whatnot. So again, I got I train at American Top Team. I got the best coaches, the best team in the world, and I feel really prepared for Friday night.
When you look at his ability on the feet, obviously, you fought Fabian Edwards there recently, and he's very good on the feet as well, and long and rangy in fights in a not too dissimilar way in certain aspects. Do you think that was a good preparation for coming in fighting Gegard on the feet?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Fabian's got a lot of power. He's a big middleweight as well, so he's a very strong guy too. It was like, when I take him down and like hold him down, it's like, damn, this guy's strong. He's a big guy. So I think it was a good preparation for this fight. And obviously the skill sets are a little different and whatnot, but it definitely was a good taste for what's coming up for Friday.
Gegard, a lot of people maybe see him as a striker, but he has lots of submissions on his record, a lot of arm bars earlier in his career as well. As someone, obviously, I'm sure you're not going to hide your game plan. You're going to go in and try to take him down. Is that something you're going to be looking at? Or, his ground game and something you need to nullify as well, another danger with the striking?
I think, even just going into the fight, I knew he's as well-rounded as they come for, any opponent. And he doesn't necessarily have like weak spots. There's just spots where I feel like I'm better at and that I can capitalize and all that. So that's been the biggest focus for the fight is, of course, there's things that you watch for anyone to be careful against and all that, but I feel really strong about my grappling ability and in my jiu-jitsu ability specifically.
Last one for me, I appreciate it. Gegard obviously is very good offensive wrestling as well. You're someone who has very good offensive wrestling and you're used to being the one on the offense. Do you think he will try to come in and take you down, or he will try to kind of give back as good as he gets in his fight at times?
I welcome it if he does.
Austin, early on in your career, you've done well at welterweight, and just wondering, after this fight, if you win the belt, is there a possibility of you dropping down in weight, trying to get a second belt?
No chance. No, I would go up before I'd go down. So, and I'm not a big middleweight either, but I just believe in feeling good for the fight, and having a smile on my face the day before weigh-ins right now and feeling good. And I just feel like I perform better at a heavier weight, and I'm not afraid to fight bigger guys.
Austin, were you a little bit disappointed the Fabian Edwards fight got moved and that you won't run into him this week?
I mean, I never put too much thought into the Fabian. In fact, I didn't even realize he was on the card until someone had like told me. So I'm pretty narrow-minded as far as what my task at hand right now, and he's an afterthought. So, I know what I got to go out and do on Friday night, and Gegard's the only guy on my site.
Thank you very much.
Zoom here. Cool.
Jim, go ahead.
Hi, Austin. Jim Barcelona with Miami Herald. Just curious, with American Top Team, you mentioned them earlier, who got you ready for this fight, and who did you bring with you for this fight?
So my head coach is Pahumpa. I got him out here. I got King Mo with me, and then my beautiful wife, Paige Vanderford, is with me as well. So that's the team. Man, it's tough to like really pinpoint like the guys. The nice thing about American Top Team is you got new like great training partners the whole time. We got all the Dagestani guys coming in. Magomed Umalatov, he was a big help for this fight. He's fighting up in the PFL tournament this upcoming season. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to really like pinpoint guys, but I'm just thankful to have a team like that where it's like any day I walk in, I'm going to have a tough guy to go with and someone who can really help me grow as an athlete.
And how have you thought you've grown, especially with the move to South Florida and living here and just being a part of the culture down here?
I feel like I've grown like exponentially in just a really short time. And, I kind of laugh like, I know this is like the beginning of like what I'm about to do, but I feel like there's still so much more for me to grow and to become a even more complete fighter. As confident as I am in my skill set right now, I just believe that with my head coach Mahumpa, all the guys there, my teammates, I really can be one of the greatest fighters in the world. So it just means a lot, man. I love it. Part of me always thinks back like, damn, I wish I would have came, earlier, but I'm a guy who believes that everything happens for a reason and we get put into the positions we get put into for a reason. So, at this point in my career, that's why I started off at American Top Team.
And lastly, for me, and obviously I know the focus is on Bellator and your fight and your fighting career, but I have to ask, might we see you on AEW anymore?
Maybe eventually, but yeah, just fighting for me, man. This is what I love.
Kieran, go ahead.
Austin, welcome to Ireland, and I hope you have a good time next week when you're traveling around with that belt. Maybe, you mentioned that you want to picture yourself not leaving Ireland with that belt. Do you use any kind of sports psychology or visualization to help you get through these fights?
Yeah, I worked with a sports psychologist in the past, and I just believe in being mentally strong. And I've competed my entire life in combat sports. I started wrestling at a really young age, and I have my own little techniques and whatnot to get me through. So I feel confident in my mental strength right now, and I do feel like that's a big part that's going to help me be victorious on Friday.
Thanks, Austin. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ben, go ahead.
Hey, Austin, this is the first time in your Bellator tenure that the odds makers have you as a slight underdog. As an undefeated challenger, does that line motivate you, or do you not pay too much attention to that side of things?
I knew going into it that I would be an underdog for sure. I mean, most guys that are going to come up against Gegard are going to be underdogs. So I was aware that that's what was going to happen. And it's kind of a fun position to be in, honestly, to be maybe slightly underlooked or overlooked, and when I go out on Friday and do what I know I'm going to do, it's just going to be more fun, and my bank account might look a little better too.
Now, expanding upon the plans and projects that you have moving forward, specifically within the fight game, what are some goals and long-term objectives that you have for the combat sports scene?
I mean, this is it right here. Like compete against the best in the world, travel the world, get to see things in places that otherwise, I might not really get into. I never really traveled before, and now I fought in Israel. I'm about to fight in Ireland, and this is just the goal, man. Make memories and try to be one of the greatest of all time.
Mike?
Hey, Austin, I know you kind of talked about maybe I should, you think about maybe you could have gotten into it sooner, but everything happens for a reason. And, you love where you're at with everything. But has it kind of set in just 11-0 on your professional career? And here you are, your 12th professional fight, and you're fighting for a world title. I mean, fighters go 50 fights and dream of this moment. Here you are on the big stage fighting overseas. And have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, man, it's like most fighters, it's a tough road, and there's a lot of luck that goes involved, but there's a lot of skill and hard work as well, and I feel like I sacrificed like my whole life to be in a position like this, and as I said before, competing and wrestling my whole life, and just sacrifices that I've made to be where I'm at right now. I feel like it's right.
All right, last one here, Dylan.
Hey, Austin, thanks for joining us. Do you have any preference when it comes to the method in which you finish an opponent, like knockout, submission, decision, or do you just look to secure the win any way you can?
No preference. I think each one like holds a little something special. Like it's pretty cool to be able to like hold somebody down and dominate them and make them tap out in a submission. Same thing. I mean, a lot of my fights are pretty bloody, so I love that as well, whether it's myself bleeding or the opponent, all that. But just going out and dominating and getting the win, and in wrestling, they always said, go out to wrestle for the win, not the pin, and all that. But I'm trying to get finishes here, so whether I submit them or knock them out or TKO them, I'll be pretty happy.
Thanks, Austin. Good luck.
Thank you. Awesome. Yep.